Everybody, we're here for a new episode of the show that has yet to be named. This time we're doing decade by decade again, and we're doing animated sitcoms, so not like Saturday morning cartoons, but like more adult directed stuff. There was none in the 80s, so you can go look if you want. There's like maybe one.
Alf.
Yeah, I guess.
Not animated.
So I'm here with Towley and Robin Williams. You want to plug anything? You want to plug anything?
Electrical outlet.
Electrical outlet. All right, he's JohnnyDonuts777, and he's Gamer Potheads anywhere you want to, and I'm JohnnyDonuts777, and let's just get into this.
Anywhere you want to.
So
that's the way you need it.
JD, you go first.
Okay. My number 5 is started in the 90s. It's Futurama.
I'll allow it.
Because we're allowing it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me get this. So we go by the normal rules of the first 3 years have to be in the decade, or the last 4 years have to be in the decade. But for this decade specifically, because of the lack of shows, we're allowing anything goes.
That was it appeared in the 90s at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Number 5?
Yeah.
Family Guy.
All right. Well, I didn't break any rules. And I actually have a caps at number 5. I have a tie between The Critic and Dilbert, which, okay, I did cheat with Dilbert. I'm not lying. I cheated. It's 19.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, isn't that, yeah, Dilbert was, yeah. Anyway, that's in my own mention.
I actually loved Dilbert.
Yeah, Dilbert was amazing. And anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dilbert was a good one. Dilbert was a good one. I totally missed out on that one. My number 4 is Family Guy.
My number 4 is, and I don't know if this is considered, so hopefully if I'm wrong, BEVIS and BUTTHEAD.
Yeah, that counts.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4 is Duckman.
Oh, man. I didn't even put that in my honorable mentions. Fuck. Anyway. Number 3?
It's not even you.
Oh, my bad.
It's my number 3.
Sorry. Sorry, I got confused.
My number 3 is South Park.
Okay. My number 3 is a triple, and we don't count one of them. I'm just going to put it in there because it's part of it. And that would be Space Ghost Coast to Coast, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and The Brack Show.
The Aqua Teen Hunger Force is from the 90s?
Mm-hmm. It was like the late 90s, wasn't it?
I don't know. I didn't look it up. It's your
pretty
list.
sure it was, yeah.
I'm gonna allow it, but if we do the next list and it happens to be in the 2000s, you're not allowed to redo it.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay, so what was it? Space Ghost Coast to Coast, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
The Brack Show, yeah.
And the
Brack Show might be 2000, so I might be wrong about that one.
I think they're all like late 2000s. But
I'm looking it up right now. The first episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force aired in 2003.
Was it really?
Okay.
Okay, then I'm just thinking of Space Ghost Coast to Coast because I think that was late.
Because Space Ghost Coast to Coast, when they first appeared on there, was 2003.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll have to adjust my list.
Okay, well, it's fine. You can keep it.
I'll put it on the 2000. I can change my go through, and I've got another one I can fill in there. Actually, I'll put The Critic there because I did like The Critic. So I'll put
the episode was called Baffler Meal.
Yeah, I know, I remember. But the thing is, when I looked up 90s anime sitcoms, that one came up, so I thought it was in there. You know, what I mean, because of Space Ghost.
I don't know. I would have allowed it, but we're changing it here. He's got The Critic at 3.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Number 3 for me is Beavis and Butthead.
Okay, my number 2 is Ren and Stimpy.
My number 2 is Futurama.
My number 2 is King of the Hill.
Oh, Bobby.
I freaking love King of the Hill.
Oh, I'm there. My number 1. It's late. It's The Simpsons.
My number 1 is South Park.
My number 1 is definitely in the 90s, The Simpsons. I gave it to you guys. We'll give our list quick. So at number 5, I got The Critic and Dilbert. At number 4, I have Duckman. At number 3, I have Beavis and Butthead. Number 2, I have King of the Hill. Number 1, I have The Simpsons.
I have Futurama, Family Guy, South Park, Ren and Stimpy, and The Simpsons.
I have Family Guy, Beavis and Butthead, The Critic, Futurama, and South Park.
Okay, so if you came for the list, that's the list or whatever. But here's the rest of the show. We're going to talk about a couple things. Goodfellas, Cup Nice. I didn't I absolutely was not willing under any circumstances. I would have said The Simpsons 5 times before I wasted my Futurama, Family Guy, and South Park load in the 90s. That was my thought process. I was like, I will literally find any garbage show to put on this list to not waste those shows yet, because none of those shows were good yet.
But see, I got some hidden surprises for the 2000s.
All right, that's fair.
Okay, see, here's the thing. With The Simpsons, I watched it from beginning to end. I had all the stuff. I even had the T-shirt that said, "Don't have a cow man, eat my shorts," all that. I loved it. But the problem was it was because of the controversy that was behind it. I feel like I loved it. And when other shows came out, I felt like The Simpsons started to show its, you know what I mean? It really started to show that it wasn't as controversial or as like good as it was.
Simpsons is the only good Simpsons.
No, I agree, but that's my whole point, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's also we also get 90s South Park, and then
Yeah, but
Futurama
90s South Park to me is not even the good South Park.
No, but I
South
still
Park
feel,
starts to get really good at like season 7.
But I still feel, in my eyes,
For me, South Park peaked after 2010.
See that's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And like I get it. Like we had to fill the list, and you want to get. It's like with the thought process we had on the other ones, right? Because we did all 4. You did 2, and I think Caps did 1, right, on our other one. And
I think I was on all of them.
Yeah, me and you were, and I got to the point. Obviously, I was on it.
Yeah, well,
it got to the point where we had to find shows to try and fit them in on decades. That's why I didn't have Parks on one, but I had Parks on the other, because it wouldn't have made the list the otherwise. So I don't care that you guys put it. I think it's fair because you get to have that show on one of your lists and not compromise your next list, right?
That makes me happy then, because with me changing my list, the thing is I actually struggle because I love South Park, Futurama, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force with a passion. I've seen all their movies. And I owned all their movies, and I even saw South Park and Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I really struggle with Futurama's movie situation because I hate how I think it's season 7 or 6 is just all of the movies. I hate how they did that.
And then they aired them as 4 broken down episodes or something like that.
Yeah. But that's how it is. Season 6 is just the 3 movies. Mm-hmm. Or 4 movies, whatever it is. And it bothers me because if you buy the box set, the seasons get season 7 is season 6, season 8 is season 7, and there is no season because the movies don't count in that box set. You have to buy the movie separately. So there's an entire season of the show missing because they don't want to give you the movies in the box set of the show.
I find also the movies retconned a lot of stuff too.
Yeah. Another thing I struggled with was when we didn't really get to discuss on what our lists were. And when I was making my honorable mentions, I put 2 in there because they originally aired 4 kids, but really had an adult feel, and that was Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life.
Okay.
I love those shows, but I just didn't put them on my list because I didn't know where they would go in that. You know,
I will agree with you if you said Cat Dog, Cow and Chicken, or Rocko's Modern Life. They definitely came out. Even Felix the Cat at that time.
Yeah.
They were definitely came out to be for kids and then ended up being way more adult directed shows. Ren and Stimpy to me was always made for adults, just like Beavis and
Butthead was always garnered towards adults. Yes, I agree with that.
I added one to my honorable mentions, but now that I messed myself up, I am right about this one at least. Okay, cool. The other one I was really worried about was I think I got it right. Yeah, this is the one. Home movies.
Home movies. Okay, that show. I think it went off air and then came back as well.
Yeah, it came back on Comedy Central late at night. Actually, during the time I think they were showing Duckman too.
Yeah,
I think they were showing Duckman and home movies. And honestly, I love Duckman. I forgot to put on my mentions.
I think it's 90s. There's another show called Kevin Spencer. That was pretty good.
Yes, I remember that one. Yes,
Kevin Spencer.
And then the other one,
messed up show.
And the other one, this went along the lines of the Beavis and Butthead show. A lot of people didn't like it, but I actually liked it, and that was Daria.
Okay, I have Daria here. Daria's my number 1 honorable mention. I love Daria.
Yeah, Daria was amazing. And
I actually like that better than Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, Daria is very much like the animated version of the Ghost World movie.
Well, the other thing I wanted to understand is Beavis and Butthead.
Daria is the animated Linda Cardellini.
Exactly. Yes. She would play a perfect Daria. Well, they did do a Daria sketch on one of the other things, and they actually had someone else that plays a perfect Daria. I can't think of her name now. I I can't think of her name at the moment, but anyway, going off sidetrack. Another thing I want to bring up is the reason why I did put Beavis and Butthead in the list is because everyone that knows Beavis and Butthead watches it for what it is now, where they just show the sketches. But what made me really love that show wasn't just the sketches, but in between with the music videos. Those things were hilarious. You know what I mean? And for us to not have that reserved anymore, like we can't even go back and rewatch those. You have to see bootleg versions. And it makes me so mad because that's what made Beavis and Butthead so great, was they're sitting there watching the music videos and making fun of them.
The show was pretty good. I really like the movie.
Oh, I love the movie.
And the movie is the introduction to Hank Hill.
Yep.
Yes.
And which
whacking my two shade.
I think King of the Hill is, I won't say it's underrated, but since it's gone off air, it's been completely overlooked. Most people nowadays won't even know what King of the Hill is anymore. And it ran for like 11 seasons.
It ran a long time. And a lot of like Tom Petty was but a lot of Tom Petty was like a main character on the show.
Brady Murphy.
Brady Murphy passing away and not being on there. That a lot of people said they should have continued, but I feel like because her character was actually, honestly, I liked those characters. Tom Petty and Brittany Murphy's character, the couple, they were like they actually were the reason I love that show even more. Honestly, outside of Bobby and some of his friends, you know what I mean? Like but the
Don
thing
Jr.
is. Yeah, exactly. Like literally, the side characters were way more entertaining, just than the show itself. In my eyes, Hank Hill was good, but man,
it surprisingly it pushed the limits of a lot of things really far. But because at that time we didn't understand what was racist and what was not, it didn't catch on, and it was not done in like a harsh way. It was like it always had like a message to it. And it's like, but back then you didn't even understand what it was because it was so normal for these things to happen. You didn't even question it. But now when you watch, you're like, whoa, I get that this is a message about how America did this to like Native people or something. And it's like, you don't even get it when you first watch it.
Yeah, I know. It did have like that socio-political undertone to it as well. Like, especially for them living in Texas where, some people may say it's like, that's the heart of it kind of thing. And
the type of the setting and the type of characters, because they were like hillbillies, right? Or not hillbillies, but they were like hicks,
Southern folk.
Yeah, and the way that they used the type of people you expect to do those things, but to send a message was like a double. It was like a 360 kind of, and or a 180. Sorry, on the situation. Yeah. And I think that Mike Judge was very smart for doing that, and he took all the good that he did with Beavis and Butthead and just put it right into this show, and it's a great show.
It is.
I like the theories though that they've been out there. I don't know if you guys know the theories, but like even if you look at that Dale is Bobby's father.
Because not Dale. Bill is Bill, Bobby's father. Yeah.
So even though because he was drawing it, so you would think that he would even see that himself. So it's like a secret little thing and everything. But yeah, I mean, Mike Judge alone, based on all the stuff he did, especially with the Office Space cartoon before he turned it into a movie. He had so much potential to do great things, and King of the Hill definitely was his thing. But again, I think the reason why, again, for me, and this is just me personally, it didn't go on the list is because I had to choose between that and Beavis and Butthead. And the Beavis and Butthead craze at the age I was just so huge. And I still to this day wanted them to do a live action. There was a show called Step by Step. And I don't know if you guys remember.
We know Step by Step.
Yeah. Yes. Remember the episode they had those two kids coming in that looked just like Beavis and Butthead to the voice and everything. I said, Mike Judge, get those kids and make us a Beavis and Butthead movie just for those two kids alone. And then it never happened.
Like his Beavis and Butthead movie is so done right by what it was. I would not want a live action version.
No, but I'm saying when I saw that, I wanted it because of that one scene alone, because they found two kids that literally looked just like Beavis and Butthead, knew the voices, and pulled it up. Just look it up. Look up Step by Step Beavis and Butthead, and you're going to get a laugh. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, Mike Judge...
Mike Judge is good. No, I was going to say Mike Judge is good, but I think with Mike Judge too, like he went on and then he even started off well with Silicon Valley and then it kind of petered off towards the end. So I find with Mike Judge, this was the one thing that he had that was solid from beginning to end. There were some dips here and there, but King of the Hill is one of those shows that was solid for all, and it ended at the right time.
And that era for him, he had Beavis and Butthead and then Daria. Well, he didn't really draw it right for Daria, but he created the character.
Yeah.
And then
She started in Beavis and Butthead, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, she did.
And then he had the movie Beavis and Butthead the movie. He had King of the Hill, The Run on King of the Hill, and Office Space, and that was like just like 15 years of like greatness from him. And then he didn't really do anything good again until Silicon Valley, because like Idiocracy was kind of shit.
But
you know what though, Idiocracy is coming true.
Yeah, that's.
Well, didn't he do another movie? I can't think of the name right now, but actually had what's her name from Ted and the 70 Show. But I thought it was a Mike Judge movie called like it started with I can't think of it right now. Anyway, it was a movie that would like I think went straight to DVD. I just can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's okay. It's called. He owns a company where they make like flavoring things.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, yes.
And he meets Katie Holmes. Yeah, that Katie
It's called
Holmes,
Extract. It's called
Extract. That's the word. Yeah.
It's better than Idiocracy, but it's like nothing special.
It's
I'm not saying special, but I did enjoy it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
it's fine.
It's still
It's like any movie that has Diedrich Bader as the neighbor. Like, come on, Channel 5, let's see the tits.
And then Diedrich Bader is also in. He's the kung fu instructor, Napoleon Dynamite, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You want to mess with man wearing one of these pair of bad boys?
Forget about it. You think I'm a failure because I go home to Starla every night? Forget about it. Yeah, Rex Kwon Do.
Rex Kwon Do, that's it. But yeah, King of the Hill was. The one scene that sticks out for me is when Bobby takes that self-defense class. That's my purse. I don't know you.
That's I was gonna say that. That's crazy. Oh my god.
Kicks everybody in the nuts.
Yeah, he sells propane and propane accessories.
Oh, Bobby, do you have propane in my narrow urethra?
Oh my god.
God.
That's a good storyline too. And
what about the one where he didn't have no ass?
Yes.
Yeah, the butt thing.
The butt thing.
Okay,
man.
so speaking of Office Space, to me, I think the whole entire premise of Office Space comes from Dilbert, like as Dilbert as the comic, not the show. I always, as a kid, when I got the newspapers on Saturday or Sunday that had the comics, Dilbert was my go-to, which is really weird for a kid. But
Dilbert was more of like the Milt character, like the Milton character, wasn't he?
No. Dilbert was like the really smart guy.
Oh, okay.
But everyone walked all over him. And then Dogbert was like, his dog was the one that like controlled everything that happened behind the scenes. And he had no control over the dog.
And wasn't Capper murderous? Like, wasn't Capper the one that was
like
murderous?
A psycho. Yeah. And then his mom lived with them. And then they had one of the characters is played by Kathy Griffin. Like it actually has like a pretty solid cast.
That's solid cast.
Yeah, I'll look it up. But underrated show. I bought the box set recently.
See, Dilbert was one of those shows I did love and everything. Again, I was like you. I read the Sunday comic. I was definitely my second. I always loved Foxtrot. I always wanted them to turn Foxtrot into a cartoon so badly.
See, mine was Mother Goose and Grimm.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. We always get sidetracked.
Listen to this cast, okay? Dilbert is played by Daniel Stern. Dogbert is played by Chris Elliott. Larry Miller plays the boss. Jackie Hoffman plays Dill Mom. Tom Kenny plays Assock, which is like the call-in guy, yeah. And then Jason Alexander is Catbert.
I remember that.
Eugene Levy and John Favreau are in a bunch of episodes.
Jesus.
But I heard what's his name. I thought of Cabin Boy though.
Yeah, and it was not Kathy Griffin. It just sounds like Kathy Griffin.
I gotcha. But yeah. So I love Dilbert. I think Dilbert I just totally forgot, and I don't again. It wasn't one of the ones that I would have put on my list because it didn't run long. It's definitely one of those ones you can go back to and still watch to this day and enjoy the whole thing because it's so different that even it was ahead of its time. It was definitely ahead of its time.
If I didn't remember it, it doesn't go on the list.
It's just I get at what you're saying, and like I don't have an argument for it. Like,
right.
But for me, Dilbert was just actually a special thing. Like, you know how Putty has something special about everything we talk about? Dilbert is my special thing.
Yeah.
Duckman is also a super underrated show. Jason
Alexander.
I'm trying to this is how cheap I am. To buy the whole series is only $30 right now, but I'm refusing to pay that. I want it to be cheaper.
Well, see, that's the reason why when you said that, I literally have both. I literally have the box set of the Critic in my closet right now. Like, so when I had to change my list, I was like, what do I own? And the only other thing I could think of is actually something I'm gonna have to wait till 2000, which the box set, which is Happy Tree Friends. Those are the type of things I bought those box sets because I loved them. And when I found out, oh, I can get this on DVD, and Critic was one of those things. You know what I mean? I actually like the Critic better than the Simpsons. You know what I mean? 100%.
Critic has a lot of good cameos.
Oh man,
John Lovitz led. He crossed over with the Simpsons.
Yep.
It's kind of a.
It's
a kind of a slight on Frasier. A lot of people don't notice that, but it's like that snobby kind of humor
with a sweater vest.
Yeah, it is. It's fully like he even has like the same type of like hair and stuff. Like it's totally
with a little comb over.
Yeah.
But and he had way too hot of a girlfriend. I'm just gonna say it. Like
football
when
in
she
the
was
groin.
Football.
Oh, but no, yeah, there's been a lot of characters like that where I'm like, you have way too attractive of a female to be.
Okay, here's a weird one. Was this in the 90s? Dr. Katz?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was definitely
That's
90s.
a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be on my list. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Katz.
That made my honorable mention because I wasn't sure if it was the 90s
I forgot
or not.
about that.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Katz and home movies, what I loved about those type of shows were that they had that animation. Like, even what made me like it is it was a great
Kinda
show
crude.
based on dialogue. Yeah, it had that crude animation where I even watch stuff like that, and I love the dialogue. But I'm like, dude, I could draw this. I literally can draw this whole cartoon right now.
That's just like Kevin Spencer was the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so honorable mentions. I put 2 shows on here because they were like adult cartoons at the time, which there wasn't a lot, but they're not sitcoms. I just wanted to talk about them for a sec. The Max. I don't know if you remember The Max.
Oh,
it was based on a comic book character, and it's an MTV show. It was on MTV. It's like it kind of looks like Ultraviolet or what's the other one?
Aeon
It's
Flux.
it's like a really wacky animation. It's pretty cool. And Spawn, the HBO show.
That's the one I was about to say. I
bought that recently and I watched it. It was dope.
I still watch. I've been rewatching it on HBO Max and everything. It's still to this day. It's such an amazing show.
They put the DVDs in the case in the wrong order, and it doesn't tell you which disc is which. So I started watching the show at the second half of the show, thinking it just starts at the end and it's going to get to the beginning. And then I got to the end, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And then I put the first disc in, and it started the story. And
What is
this?
Like, a Quentin Tarantino movie where it starts at the end?
Well, I watched it backwards.
But I wish they would have made the movie like the show. Like when
let's hope that the new movie is. The only problem is it's being controlled by Todd McFarlane's friggin' cocaine fueled hands. The only thing worse could be if they had Rob Liman come in and help him out.
Well, again, I know they made like a Gen 13 movie, and that's another situation.
Let's not talk about that.
That's the less we talk about, the better.
Yeah.
The funny part is that movie was supposed to be really cool, and I remember everybody talking about it, and then it came out.
I never got to see it yet. I read the comics religiously, but I never got to see the movie.
We need Alan Moore to throw in a little into that. That cocaine fueled.
Is it that bad? Oh my god! Like I'm afraid because I want to go watch it, but I haven't thought about it until now. So
it makes Mod Squad look really good.
Mod Squad.
I went to the theaters to watch Mod Squad. I just want to point that out.
I'm trying to remember what Mod Squad is. That's not memorable.
It was a famous girl, another guy, and then Omar Epps.
Omar Epps.
Don't remember.
Avengers was better with Sean Connery.
So, no, it was not. But Uma Thurman is hot in it, so I'll allow it.
Yeah, there you go.
So just before we go, I think Simpsons at number 1. It's crazy that you don't even have the Simpsons on your list. Simpsons at number 1 is like this is like the pinnacle of this is what literally started there being adult cartoon sitcoms.
It's the Simpsons.
It doesn't
I
exist.
agree. I'm not ever saying the Simpsons are bad. It's just the problem is again, I was there for everything. Even the point where, remember when they introduced Michael Jackson's black or white video and you see like Bart Simpson dressed up as Michael Jackson all excited? I was there for all those beats,
I was there too. Happy birthday, Lisa.
Exactly. Lisa, it's your birthday. But see, the thing is,
I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you? I'm Michael Jackson.
But here's the problem.
That was good.
With the shows I put on my list, I at least go back and watch episodes. Every time I try to go back and watch episodes of The Simpsons, even the Treehouse of Horrors, which is my favorite of all time, I just can't sit through it because it's starting to feel too much like it's a kids movie. Like I'm watching something like
season 2 or 3 till season 10 is like perfection.
Peak.
Like
Peak.
perfection. I can watch that. I've seen those episodes 3,000 times. Like you're gonna tell me about Frank Grimes and you don't like that? Get out of my house.
But look, let me put it this way, okay? The monorail episode alone is one of my favorite episodes for two reasons. One, it was written by Conan O'Brien. I'm a huge Conan O'Brien fan.
He wrote most of the
he wrote most of those episodes.
Yeah, but that's my whole point, though. Even though I am such a fan of the people that wrote and did all that stuff, I'm not saying I don't show appreciation. But it's when I was, but when monorail, everybody knows monorail. Anyway,
Yes.
but the problem is even when I look at the list, even with the critic, I have literally box sets of South Park, Futurama. I don't have BEVIS Butthead, but everything I listed, I own copies of because it's one of those things that they had seasons I can go back and thoroughly enjoy. I love The Simpsons, but I can't. I'm not.
I
invested
own
much.
season 1 to 17 and 20 because there are no 18 and 19. Well,
there are.
There are now.
Yeah.
And I'm not paying $70 for them.
So I don't want anyone to think that I don't appreciate it because
I got the Homer Simpson bubble case.
You got it season 7? Is season 7 or 4?
I think that's 6. The one with Homer.
Yeah, that
Simpson's
doesn't fit
plastic.
in. I have the ones that are all the square boxes. I
have the Homer head, the Marge head. I have all the weird heads.
So there's a controversy behind that. They made the head, and it had an option where if you don't like it, you can call to get the box. So you would have both. They would send you a free version of the boxed one. And so what they did is until they finished releasing all the heads, they released 2 versions of it every time, so you could choose which one you wanted.
I always chose the head.
When you called in, you had to give them all your information, and they put it into a server file that was unencrypted. And when they shut down the service, everyone's information leaked onto the internet. So you can literally type it on Google right now and go look at every single person's information who got the new set, who got their set replaced.
Let's put it this way. I know. I had a feeling that this conversation about me and The Simpsons, and the thing is I want to show a prime example. And a lot of people watching that are younger probably don't realize this. When The Simpsons were huge, they used to make these action figures, and these action figures had a little thing on the bottom that had a sensor to where you can put the figure on their playset. And I even had the house and everything with the couch and everything, where you can actually have the action figures and then put them into certain parts of the playset, and they would do dialogue from the show depending on what area of the playset they were. They were in most tavern, things of that nature. These were things that even back then, I feel like these were toys that revolutionized, what they were making.
Amiibos before Amiibos.
Exactly. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm disrespecting The Simpsons at all. It's just when I was making this list, I'm thinking about what I love. And again, I was also thinking South Park all too. So I may agree with you. I should have put that in 2000.
It's too late.
I know.
And second, just want to point this out, you owning Simpsons figures does not mean that you respect The Simpsons.
What do you mean?
I'm not saying that you don't respect The Simpsons, but your argument to prove that you did was literally pointless. It's like I ate ketchup chips once. Did you have
the toys? Oh well, I did.
Well, number one, first of all, it was hard to get anything Simpsons in Canada. Number two, it was very expensive to get anything Simpsons in Canada. Number three, just to tell you the greatest deal of all time, when I bought seasons 1 to 17 and 20. It wasn't on eBay. It wasn't in a store. Amazon on Christmas Eve for 1 hour had a deal for $100. You get 18 seasons of a show.
Oh, wow.
It was only for 1 hour, and I saw it and I bought it on Christmas Eve at 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. Sorry.
Well, yeah, you're definitely better.
It was amazing. It was the best deal I've ever gotten in my life.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just trying to say
I have Simpsons sing the blues.
Oh my god, I listened to that. I had the red cassette tape that had the red cover of the thing. Oh my god, I used to love that. Oh my god,
we used to play. We had the CD. at my aunt's house.
No,
at,
it was
at
cassette.
Anthony's
I had the
house.
cassette.
We had the CD, and we used to
You would
listen
do
to
the
Do the Bartman and See My Vest
I
like
would do the
over and
Bartman.
over and over and over. See my vest, see my
See my
vest.
vest made with real gorilla chest.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh.
Okay, anyways, that's it.
Who's
I'm not
this
talking
buffoon?
anymore.
Gophers, former gophers.
That's the best part.
My
Anyways,
favorite was the Mr. Burns song, but anyway.
look over there. Okay, thanks guys for watching. This is Putty. Look
I
him
didn't
up,
do it.
Gamer Potheads. This is Johnny Donuts 777. His stuff will be in there, and I'm doing 777. Okay, bye.